organizations in the city of Chicago to utilize this location for their picnics, their religious activities, and their meetings. The concept, of course, is also a little bit broader than that. We have a cultural point of view. You're in a building now that's been renovated for these kinds of meetings, but right next door is the Italian Cultural Society. We have artifacts there in the millions of dollars. We have a room dedicated to the Chicago experience of Italian Americans. On the other side of the campus, we have the Italian American Veterans Organization. I ask you, and I'm sorry that it's so rainy out today, you should have been here yesterday. If you have an opportunity, take a tour of the buildings, see what we've got here, and I think you'll enjoy what we have. And we would ask you, if you can't make it today, contact one of us and we'll make an effort to get you on a tour. Come in and see what we're doing. It's bringing the Italian American experience to life. Our library in the next office is probably the best library in the Midwest, with books written by Italians and for Italians. It's showing the experience that they've had in the Depression and from the time that we came here. So again, I'd like you to do that. I'm looking around the room, and if I miss anybody, please excuse me. But I see in front of us Georgie Randazzo, who I've known for all my life, who is the head of the Italian American Sports Hall of Fame. George. Secretary of State White was going to be here, but he got tied up with this bad weather. But he sent his representative, our good friend, Tom Benigno. Tom is de facto the Secretary of State. And somebody just walked in, past president of the Joint Civic Committee, Joanne Spada. Head of the Italian American Political Coalition, Fred Serpi. And in front of me is the editor of the Pronoi newspaper, Paul Basil. We have the office of the Pronoi on premises right here, and you're welcome to come take a look. Those of you who aren't familiar with the Pronoi, it's the Midwest's largest newspaper devoted to Italian American experiences. Now I'd like to bring up for the rest of the program, my good friend, the former past president of the Illinois State Bar Association, who is a member of the committee, and he'll introduce the honorees as we go. Letter of marque.
Thank you, Godfather. I asked some of the folks in the community, will I see you Friday at now they ask me
Remind me to turn mine off too. Everybody's pushing for their phone.
I said from the Executive Hall of Fame, induction of 4 prominent people from our community, people who distinguished themselves in business. And they said, well, why would you bother with that? It doesn't bring any money to Casa Italia. You're not going to get many people to show up. I look around the world. Tell my wife I can call her. Anyways, I'd like to give you the history of the Executive Hall of Fame and how it came about. Tony Fornelli called a couple of folks in the community that he knows would roll up their sleeves and do a nice job. Joseph Weber, Don Bono, Jack Nebraska, who has his hands just about in everything, Amy Maslin, Dominic Sergi. And he said, I would like to create a recognition of folks from commerce and industry for what they've done for the community. A place where we can respect them and to show them that we honor them for all that they've done. As a matter of fact, I'd like to read from the minutes of the very first meeting of this committee. At the initial meeting, Committee Chairman Fornelli suggested that it would be appropriate to have a place at Casa Italia to honor businessmen, business folks from our community that distinguish themselves in the commercial and the industrial field. In fact, Tony's words were, and I quote Tony's words, they'll give you the genesis, the origin of this activity. To honor them, Paul, Gil, Ken Arbor, and the others that are being honored, that have been honored, to honor you. To have a place where people could come and see who and what Italian Americans have done over the years. Role models, distinguished contributors to the community and to society, and those that have honored their Italian American ancestry and the commercial and in the industrial fields. You heard all the things that Casa Italia provides, in no small part because of the vision and the hard work of Tony Cornelli and other folks that are part of this extended professional network. Tony, thank you. When we choose who the recipients are, it is not an easy task. Dominic Sergi would come with 3 or 4 pages of prominent people, locally and nationally. What we try to do when we choose the recipients is people who truly deserve it, Italian Americans that have distinguished themselves. People like Paul Basil and Gil Maslin and Pat Arbor and the others, Jerry Colangelo. Folks with humble roots, Jerry Colangelo, a Sicilian from Chicago Heights, Paul Davies, the Paul Academy, class of '57. You'll hear the introductions in their background. But what causes me to suggest I would like to support this particular candidate is these are people that have not forgotten their roots. These are people that have made it up the ladder and have not taken the ladder up behind them, but have let that ladder be available to other people to follow them. As I said, role models, people that have distinguished themselves, people that have worked hard to be proud of their heritage and given us the opportunity to honor them. So, for the first recipient, I would like to introduce Dominic Sergi. Dominic?
Thank you very much. When I walked in the room here, I was given